Listen to me. Success isn't something you wake up and receive. It's something you grind for, you fight for, and you earn every single day. Too many people want success, but they're not willing to sacrifice for it. You can't just want it, you have to be willing to work for it. So today I'm here to tell you, success is not given, it is earned. Success is never something that happens overnight. It's not something that gets handed to you on a silver platter. Success is a result of dedication, perseverance, and an unbreakable work ethic. If you want success, you have to be willing to outwork everyone around you. You have to be willing to do what others won't. Push harder than you ever thought possible and commit to the process, even when you don't see immediate results. Most people say they want success, but very few are actually willing to put in the effort required to achieve it. They like the idea of success, the recognition, the rewards, the financial freedom, but when it comes to the grind, they hesitate. They back down when things get tough. They slow down when they get tired. And they quit when the obstacles seem too big. But the truth is, success doesn't care about how tired you are, doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about effort, about persistence, about discipline. When you look at the most successful people in the world, you'll notice one common trait. They are relentless workers. They don't rely on talent alone. They don't depend on luck. They put in the hours, they put in the sweat, they put in the pain. They wake up before the sun rises and grind while others are still sleeping. They spend hours perfecting their craft while others are wasting time on distractions. They study, they practice, they improve, and they never settle. That's what separates the winners from the average. Take a moment and ask yourself, are you really putting in the work? Are you really giving 100% every single day, or are you only working hard when you feel like it? Because success doesn't come from occasional effort. It comes from consistency. It comes from the days when you're exhausted but still push through. It comes from the moments when you feel like quitting but choose to keep going instead. Success comes from outworking everyone around you, from proving every single day that you want it more than they do. Think about the greatest athletes in the world. Do you think they got to the top by taking it easy? No. They train harder than their competitor. They stayed longer in the gym, practiced longer on the field, studied more film, and sacrificed more than others were willing to. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest basketball player of all time by chance. He was the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. He practiced harder than anyone else. He pushed himself beyond his limits, even when he was already better than most players. He had talent, but talent wasn't enough. His work ethic was what made him a legend. It's the same with business leaders. Look at Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Steve Jobs. These people didn't build billion-dollar companies by working a normal 9-to-5 schedule. They worked insane hours. They sacrificed sleep. They pushed their minds to the limit because they knew that success wouldn't come from doing the bare minimum. It would come from outworking everyone else in their field. The difference between winners and losers isn't intelligence. It isn't talent, it's effort. Plenty of talented people never succeed because they rely too much on their natural ability and never develop the discipline to work hard. Meanwhile, people with less talent but greater determination rise to the top because they refuse to stop. They refuse to settle. They refuse to let anyone outwork them. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You could be the smartest person in the room, but if you're not putting in the hours, someone with less natural ability but more effort is going to surpass you. Every single day, someone out there is willing to work harder than you. Someone is waking up earlier, staying later, and putting in more reps. And the question is, are you willing to do what it takes to stay ahead? It's easy to say you want success, but actions speak louder than words. Are you willing to sacrifice comfort? Are you willing to miss parties, skip vacations, and wake up before the sun rises? Are you willing to work when others are relaxing? Because that's what it takes. Success requires sacrifice. It requires pushing yourself beyond your limits. It requires doing what others won't so you can achieve what others never will. People often complain about not having enough time. They say they want to be successful, but they also want to sleep in, watch TV, and hang out with friends every weekend. But successful people don't make excuses. They make time. They cut out distractions. They prioritize their goals over temporary pleasure. They understand that every minute wasted is a minute that could have been used to get ahead. Look at Kobe Bryant. He was known for his insane work ethic, He would wake up at 4 a.m. to train, practice for hours before his team even showed up, and then stay late to keep improving. He wasn't satisfied with being good. He wanted to be the best, and he was willing to put in the work to get there. That's the mindset you need. You need to be willing to work when no one is watching, when no one is clapping for you, when no one is encouraging you, because success isn't about external validation. It's about internal discipline. The road to success is lonely. There will be times when you feel like giving up. There will be moments when it seems like all your hard work isn't paying off. But that's when you have to keep pushing. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started. Success is not immediate, it's a long-term game. Most people fail because they want quick results. They work hard for a few weeks, don't see progress, and then quit. But the ones who truly succeed are the ones who stay consistent, even when progress is slow. Think about a bamboo tree. When you plant a bamboo seed, you water it every day, but for years, nothing happens. There are no signs of growth. It seems like nothing is changing. But then, after years of patience and consistent effort, the bamboo suddenly grows exponentially in a very short period. That's how success works. You might not see the results immediately. Every day of effort is building something beneath the surface. And one day, all that hard work will pay off in a way you never imagined. So the question is, are you willing to put in the work even when you don't see immediate rewards? Are you willing to grind when no one is clapping for you? Are you willing to outwork everyone around you, even when success feels far away? Because the truth is, success belongs to those who refuse to quit. It belongs to those who show up every day and give 100%, no matter what. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. You just have to be the hardest worker in the room. You have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to put in more hours, take more risks, and stay more disciplined. If you want success, you have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to chase it with everything you have. At the end of the day, you have two choices. You can either be average or you can be great. But greatness requires effort. It requires sacrifice. It requires waking up every morning and deciding that no one is going to outwork you. It requires looking at the competition and saying, you might be more talented, but you will never outwork me. That's the mentality of champions. That's the mentality of winners. And if you adopt that mindset, if you commit to outworking everyone around you, then success won't just be a possibility, it will be inevitable. There is a price for success, and the truth is most people are not willing to pay it. Everyone wants success, but very few people truly understand what it takes. They want the money, the fame, the recognition, the freedom, and the respect, but when it comes to the actual work, the sacrifice, the discipline, the struggle, they hesitate, they step back, they complain, they look for shortcuts. But let me tell you something. There are no shortcuts to success. There's no easy way to achieve greatness. If you want to win, you have to be willing to pay the price. And that price is non-negotiable. Success requires giving up comfort. Most people live their lives chasing comfort. They want to sleep in, relax, watch TV, and enjoy life without struggle. But success demands that you sacrifice those temporary pleasures for something greater. It demands that you wake up earlier than everyone else, work harder than everyone else, and push yourself beyond your limits. It requires you to be uncomfortable, to embrace pain, to endure challenges that most people would run away from, because success is not for the weak. It is not for the lazy. It is not for those who make excuses. It is for those who are willing to push through pain, through exhaustion, through rejection, through failure, and still keep going. Ask yourself right now, how bad do you really want success? Are you willing to give up sleep for it? Are you willing to miss parties, skip vacations, and sacrifice your weekends? Are you willing to turn off the TV, put down your phone, and stay up late studying, practicing, and perfecting your craft? Are you willing to pay the price? Because if you're not, someone else is. Someone else is willing to wake up earlier than you, work harder than you, and stay more focused than you. And in the end, that person will win. The problem is that most people want instant success. They want to put in minimal effort and see maximum results. They want to go to the gym for a week and have the perfect body. They want to start a business and be rich within a year. They want to work on their dreams for a few months and expect everything to fall into place. But that's not how success works. Success is not an overnight thing. It's a lifetime commitment. It's waking up every single day and putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up even when you're tired. It's grinding even when no one is watching. The greatest athletes, the most successful business leaders, the top performers in every field, none of them got to where they are by taking it easy. They paid the price. They sacrificed time with friends. They missed out on parties, on vacations, on weekends of relaxation. While others were having fun, they were training. While others were sleeping, they were working. While others were distracted, they were focused. Look at the greatest champions in history. Do you think Kobe Bryant became one of the best basketball players of all time by luck? No. He was in the gym at 4 a.m. before anyone else. He stayed late after everyone else had left. He pushed himself harder than anyone else because he knew that talent alone wasn't enough. He understood that the price of greatness was relentless hard work. He was willing to give up sleep, comfort, and social life to become the best. Michael Jordan did the same thing. He didn't just rely on talent. He worked harder than anyone else on the court. He practiced more, trained harder, and studied the game obsessively. He sacrificed everything that didn't contribute to his success. That's why he became a legend, because he was willing to pay the price. Look at Elon Musk, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. Do you think he built Tesla and SpaceX by working a regular 40-hour week? No. He worked 80 to 100 hours per week. He slept in his office. He sacrificed his personal life. He paid the price of success by dedicating every waking moment to his vision. That's why he's where he is today. Because while others were relaxing, he was grinding. Success demands a level of obsession that most people are not willing to commit to. It requires you to wake up thinking about your goals and go to sleep thinking about them. It requires you to ignore distractions, to avoid negativity, to stay disciplined even when no one is watching. It requires you to push yourself harder than you ever thought possible. People who are unwilling to pay the price always make excuses. They say they don't have time. They say they're too tired. They say they don't have the right resources, the right connections, or the right opportunities. But the truth is, success doesn't care about your excuses. Success doesn't wait for the perfect moment. Success rewards those who take action, who fight for it, who refuse to let anything stand in their way. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 10,000 times before he successfully invented the light bulb. Most people would have quit after a few failures. They would have given up when things got hard, but Edison was willing to pay the price. He was willing to endure failure after failure, setback after setback, rejection after rejection, because he believed in his vision. He kept going when others would have stopped, and in the end, he succeeded. That's the difference between those who win and those who don't. Winners keep going when it gets tough. They keep working when the results aren't showing. They keep pushing forward when everyone else is quitting, because they know that success isn't free. It comes with a cost. If you truly want success, you have to be willing to struggle. You have to be willing to endure pain. You have to be willing to fail, to fall, to be criticized, to be doubted, and still keep going. You have to be willing to sacrifice your time, your comfort, and your excuses. You have to be willing to wake up earlier, work harder, and stay more disciplined than everyone else, because that's what it takes. You have to eliminate distractions. If you're serious about success, you can't waste time scrolling on social media for hours. You can't spend your weekends partying. You can't surround yourself with people who don't support your vision. You have to cut out anything that doesn't move you closer to your goals. That's part of the price. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. Too many people want success but aren't willing to put money into learning, growing, and improving. They hesitate to buy books, take courses, or invest in mentorship. But the most successful people in the world spend thousands, sometimes millions, on self-improvement because they understand that the greatest investment they can make is in themselves. You have to develop mental toughness. Success isn't just about working hard. It's about staying strong when things don't go your way. It's about staying focused when you feel discouraged. It's about pushing forward even when you feel like giving up. That's part of the price you have to pay. Success doesn't care how talented you are. It doesn't care how smart you are. It only cares about how much effort you're willing to put in. It only rewards those who refuse to quit, who refuse to settle, who refuse to take the easy road. If you're not willing to pay the price, someone else will. Someone else will wake up earlier than you. Someone else will practice longer than you. Someone else will be more disciplined, more focused, more determined. And that person will take the opportunities that could have been yours. So the question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice what's easy for what's worth it. Because if you're not, then success will never be yours. But if you are willing to work harder, push further, sacrifice more, then nothing can stop you. Success will be yours, but only if you earn it. The road to success is not a straight path. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt that test your willpower. Many people start with dreams of achieving greatness, but as soon as challenges arise, they give up. They allow fear, uncertainty, and hardship to dictate their future instead of pushing through. But the truth is, resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Success is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about facing them head on, learning from them, and continuing forward even when everything seems against you. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failure. It's the strength to stand up every time you fall. It's the mindset that refuses to accept defeat. No matter how many times life knocks you down, you have to be willing to get back up and fight again. Because success is not for those who quit. It's not for those who get discouraged and walk away. It's for those who refuse to stop, no matter how hard things get. Every successful person has a story of resilience. There is no champion, no leader, no billionaire, no billionaire, no top performer who has not faced failures. In fact, failure is a necessary part of success. It is a teacher, a motivator, and a test of how badly you want to achieve your goals. The problem is that most people see failure as the end instead of the beginning. They experience one setback and they let it define them. They give up on their dreams because they believe failure means they are not good enough. But failure is not a sign to stop. It is a lesson to grow. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up after the first few failures. The world would not have benefited from one of the greatest inventions of all time. But Edison understood that failure was just part of the process. Every time he failed, he learned something new, he adjusted, improved, and kept going.